Hey beautiful, welcome to Dr. Sarah's Cafe. This is going to be a video about the Pisces lunar eclipse. I'm going to talk briefly about the basic astrology of the eclipse, and then I'm going to switch over to an oracle and tarot card reading to see what significant themes might be playing out for the collective or even for you individually during this 2-year cycle of lunar eclipses in the sign of Pisces. So I want to share a few details about this eclipse, starting with the dates. It'll be September 17th, 2024. Around 9:30ish p.m. Central Time. So that's, Chicago, USA. But it will be the first of Pisces lunar eclipse for about the next 2 years. So around this time of year, we're going to have Pisces lunar eclipses all the way until August 2026, the end of August 2026. So pay attention, start to track, journal, document themes that come up for you on this Pisces lunar eclipse, because that's likely to be a story or a situation that unfolds, plays out, develops over the next 2 years. And the second one will be September 7th, 2025, and then that final one, August 28th, 2026. And so the reason why the eclipses in Pisces are all lunar eclipses is because the North Node is moving into the sign of Pisces. So the eclipses are when we have a new moon or a full moon conjunct or next to are at the same spot as the lunar nodes. So a little bit about this one on the 17th. One, lunar eclipses are full moons. That's something you can always remember. Full moons, lunar eclipse, moon, lunar, right? Solar, sun, solar eclipses are when the sun is featured and centered. I will say that solar eclipses, which people usually see during the day, usually get all the attention, and understandably so, because solar eclipses, it's the sun ruled by Leo. And so in typical Leo fashion, solar eclipses are very dramatic, quite dramatic. They command attention, okay? But lunar eclipses also have their own drama. They also have their own flair about them, mainly because they are emotional, right? Full moons represent intense emotions. The moon in general represents our emotional state. But when it's full, it's just that much more potent in terms of the emotional drama we might experience. It's a completion. Full moons are about endings, culminations, and oftentimes full moons represent emotional release, some type of emotional release, or letting go, things we need to let go of. And usually it's an ending that creates space for a new chapter, a new beginning, a new start, right? And the interesting thing about this eclipse, though, and this full moon, is that full moons in and of themselves represent endings, but the sign of Pisces is also an ending because it is the 12th and final zodiac sign. So when we go through the entire cycle from Aries all the way through to Pisces, we are completing a cycle. And so we have completion energy on top of completion energy, okay? Now, another thing that Pisces is representing or symbolizes is this sense of unity. And I think because Pisces is the oldest sign, it is the last sign, it is that sense of maturity. And when we evolve and mature through all these phases of life, we realize we are one. We realize we are really connected. Some people call it Christ consciousness. Some people call it unity consciousness, just the awareness that we are divine beings. And so Pisces is also a very spiritual sign. It represents spirituality, also dreams and illusions in the subconscious. So pay attention to your dreams during these Pisces lunar eclipses, during any Pisces transit or any Pisces activation that's happening in the sky, but also the sense of illusions. And so it can be very creative as well. Piscean energy is very artistic, very artsy, music, poetry, right? Dancing, painting, all those lovely things that require a muse that we typically say, oh, the muse, the inspiration, that can come with Pisces energy as well. And then the subconscious energy is again related to dreams, but also thinking about that 12th house energy. And Pisces is also mutable water. And you think about mutable water. Water is already mutable, but then you add on the fact that it is mutable, meaning it is between seasons. So mutable signs happen when we're transitioning from one season to the other. So Pisces happens when we're transitioning from winter into spring, right? You think about the time of year that Pisces takes place in the northern hemisphere. And if it's the southern hemisphere, I think that would be summer to fall, right? The transition between seasons. And Pisces a good icon or symbol for Pisces is the ocean. And you think about the glyph of Pisces being the two fish swimming in opposite directions, right? And so the Pisces is very much like the ocean. It can be volatile. You know, you ever seen a hurricane or a storm on the ocean? It could be very, very boisterous and volatile, but it can also be the deepest, the most intense depths. Talk about emotional depth and breadth as well. The beautiful thing about the ocean is that it can contain anything. The ocean, anything on earth can be contained and subsumed inside of the ocean. Within that ocean, in the depths of that ocean, we have darkness and we have mystery. And it can even represent life itself. And you think about how life on this planet exists because of water, right? We are, biologically speaking, life as we know it, as we experience it in our human form and with the plants and the trees and the organisms that exist here, all of it needs water. All of it requires that water. Okay, so now we're getting into the Oracle and Tarot card. Oh, I also wanted to share the Tarot card that represents Pisces, which is the Moon. The Moon card represents the sign of Pisces, and it can be a little confusing because in astrology, the moon rules the sign of Cancer, but in tarot, the moon card is Pisces energy. And so you think about dreams, the darkness, the mystery, the unconscious, the emotional nature of Piscean energy. It makes total sense that this moon card corresponds to the sign of Pisces. I'm going to pull from the African Goddess Rising deck by Abiola Abrams to get us started with an oracle message to see what general themes are coming out for us during this Pisces lunar eclipse, specifically the one on the 17th, but this is likely to play out over the next 2 years of lunar eclipses in the sign of Pisces. All right, we have 2 cards that have fallen. We have number 18, Junbi, and Masks, and we have Queen Nefertiti and Alchemy. So these are 2 distinct energies, right? I'm not immediately sensing a connection between them. There could be as we continue to unpack them. Junbi is from the Temple of Shadows, which makes a lot of sense with this Pisces energy. With it being a full moon eclipse, there could be some shadow work that is necessary for us during this process. It is the element of air. And the Junbi's shadow guidance says, where is the lie? Where is the lie? Get quiet to get clear. Put your hand on your heart. Now, are you confused or are you afraid? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The embodiment says, show your true face. Wearing a mask blocks your vulnerability and blessings. If you are wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You are lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting. Be you. If someone else is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. Your relationship and connection is built on lies. Their mask is a projection of your own. Goddess declaration, I am willing to remove the mask. What's really interesting here is that with full moon energy, the masks are likely to come off because full moons often represent things coming to light. Truths coming to light, understandings, ideas, information coming to light, because the full moon is the brightest moon. It is the moon phase that provides us the most light. And so it's associated with things coming to light. And so we might be ourselves, exposing our true face, the real us. We might be removing the mask with this lunar eclipse. It might be cracked. I'm getting that because eclipses are kind of uncertain and volatile and can be shocking and surprising at times. So the masks might crumble or crack or be ripped off in some way, in some instances for some people. But I think we can meet this energy with intention, meet this energy with grace and surrender, and acknowledge and start to reflect, do the shadow work of saying, where have I been lying about who I am? Where have I been lying about the truth of my heart, my desires, what I want to do for a career, who I really love, so many things, right? And it's interesting, that line that the masks other people wear around us are reflections of our own masks. And that can be taken so many ways, but it's a few ways that I'm receiving it is that, one, when we live our truth, it quote unquote gives other people permission to also live their truth. It encourages and inspires other people to step more fully into their own authenticity as well. But another way I'm seeing it is, if we are wearing the mask, if we are in denial, especially if we are in denial with ourselves, then we attract people, and we are attracted to people who also help us keep up the illusion that we have created for ourselves. So if we created this lie about who we are, we need other people in our environment to help support that lie, to help support that narrative of who we're trying to be, of who we thought we were, of the role we're trying to play. And the minute we're authentic, the minute we're honest, then those false people fall away, right? The lie can no longer be sustained once someone in the situation, or once someone in the dynamic starts to tell the truth. Either the situation changes, or one or both parties exit the situation, and it creates an opportunity for other people who are living a similar truth, who are living that same truth, to then enter into your world, to enter into your awareness, and vice versa. And the second oracle card I really like, it's alchemy, and it's the Temple of Queens, and it's the element of fire. So Queen Nefertiti's guidance says, it is time. You turn everything that life throws your way into gold. You are on the path to fulfill your purpose, embodiment. You are an alchemist. You have the power to bend universal energy. Dare to transmute lead Dare to transmute lead into gold by shifting from fear to love. Everything you desire exists in some form of loving energy. Match that frequency. Set it in your mind's eye first. Imagine it. I am loved fully. What does it look, taste, and smell like to be loved unconditionally? I am happy and healthy. See it. I am a money magnet. What does it feel like? In the goddess declaration, everything I touch turns to gold. So you can see here how these are two distinct energies. There might be two different threads or two different branches of people, or maybe even two areas of your life. So if both of these situations play out, it might be in different areas of your life, or it could be rippling or have ripple effects elsewhere. Because Pisces energy is the antithesis of silos. It is everything being connected in one. So these might seem like different scenarios, and they could represent different groups of people that I'm reading for, but they could also just represent different storylines that are happening in your life simultaneously. Okay, so you'll take it as it resonates. All right, I want to pull some tarot cards to unpack these a little bit more deeply. I'm going to use the Hoodoo Tarot deck to start off with, and I have the Frida Kahlo deck on deck, just in case I want additional clarification. All right, let's start with masks. We're going to get some tarot clarification for the idea of masks and the need to remove the mask to show up authentically, to show up honestly, and the impact that that has in our relationships and our external reality. What more can you tell us about Junbi and the energy of masks for this Pisces lunar eclipse? Ooh, Two of Sticks. I really like the Two of Sticks as an energy overall. This is what I was saying about your vibe attracts your tribe. So the Two of Sticks is prospecting. It's like, it could be, if it's romantic, it's, getting on a dating app, putting your feelers out there. If it's professional, it's sending out your resumes, getting on a job searching platform. If you're looking to hire someone, it would be making a job posting, putting an ad in the paper for a job opening. If you're looking for a plumber, right, it's getting quotes from different companies and businesses. So the Two of Wands is saying that you're attracting what you're reflecting. So if you're wearing a mask, you're calling in more of that falsehood. You're calling in more of that dishonesty. If you are telling a lie, you're calling in lies in your environment, in your experiences, and in the people and relationships you have. And so you want to meet honesty, you have to show up with honesty. Okay? Let's see if anything else wants to come out with masks and Junbi. And I also want to say too, it's not that anyone watching is like intentionally lying. I think the Pisces energy, because it is the subconscious. Remember, Pisces is all about things that we might not see, things that are outside of our awareness. It's cognitive dissonance. And so the lunar eclipse could reveal to some of us where we have been inauthentic in a way that we didn't even realize was inauthentic. Okay. What more can you tell us are the masks? And this is also coming through too. Like that realization might come to us through the revelation of someone else's mask. So someone else's mask might come off, or we might realize that someone else is wearing a mask, and that triggers us into seeing for the first time, or seeing anew, or seeing afresh the mask that we have been wearing, the mask we have been allowing other people to project onto us. And I say allowing because, well, you know what I mean. Okay. Junbi and masks. Anything else coming up for Junbi and masks that's relevant for the collective that is watching with us? Ooh, one of my favorite cards in tarot is the Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins. I like this depiction because it's a woman happy and content with her hobbies and her pets and her nice little home. She has her little cocktail on the side there. She's wearing her evil eye dress to say, you know, get back haters. I love this. I like this because when it comes to the mask energy, it is you being able to be confident and secure in who you really are, and being able to finally really create your dream life, create your best life, living your best life. That's really your best life, not a copycat of what you saw in a magazine, not a copycat of what you saw on some influencer's Instagram page, but it's really and genuinely your authentic best life, right? And being able to be an individual and stand on your own 2 feet, stand in comfortable in your own skin and your own joys, you know, like somebody could be looking at her and be like, oh, why does she have a white cat? You know, like why is she sewing or doing needlework? Why is she drinking a cocktail at 10 a.m.? You know, whatever people's judgments might be that cause us to wear masks, that makes us think we need a mask in order to appease someone else, right? This Pisces lunar eclipse can help us release that people pleasing and that fear of judgment, that fear of criticism of, well, if I remove this mask and people see who I really am, they're going to reject me. They're not going to like me. They're not going to hire me. So many reasons we wear masks, and so many forms and kinds of masks. I love this. And the interesting part about the Two of Sticks and the Nine of Coins is by being your most authentic self, you are guided down the right path for you. You are guided to the right people for you. It's really interesting because we do so much work in our heads trying to game the system to quote unquote win. And life is always trying to show us, like, if you really, really just stay in your lane, stay in your bag, be like really, really be your most authentic self, you can't help but walk the right path for you. You only veer off course when you are trying to make moves and decisions and partner with people and make plans that you think are socially acceptable, or this person is going to approve of, or it's going to keep me hidden from judgment and criticism. Like, that's what gets us off our path. I really like that. Okay, I want to move on to alchemy and Queen Nefertiti. Let's see what tarot messages want to elaborate on the alchemy. And so for some of you, it might be the masks that really is resonating for you. For others of you, it might be the alchemy that's really resonating, or both. Okay. Oh, that was, so nice. Okay. I'm not going to take all these extra ones because we already have 3 that have fallen. So for alchemy, the first card we have 4. Ooh, y'all, and they are beautiful. I love these cards so much. Okay, so I'm going to show them to you in the order that I saw them. The very first one is such a beautiful, this is why I wanted to use this deck. It is the World card. In this card, it says the garden, but it represents the world. I'm going to move my light a little bit so that you get a better view of it. Look, it's so cute. So it reminds me a lot. It's like these 2 energies remind me so much of each other. You have these 2 women just minding their own business, living their happy life, like just in their own little gardens, in their own little world, in their own little corner, in their own little chair, just doing their thing. And they are content, unbothered, like, leave me alone. Like, let me live my best life, right? And then we also have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Sticks, which is new ideas, that new spark of vitality, that new spark of life, that new birth. And so this is exciting because whatever this full moon lunar eclipse helps us to release and sort of helps us usher out and cleanse from our life is preparing the way for a new, passionate, vibrant beginning. And then we have Miss Ida. Miss Ida. I'm going to give you more light here. Miss Ida. Miss Ida is the High Priestess in more traditional tarot decks. And it's that's the mystery. That's the secret. Oftentimes it's secrets revealed. Okay. And it's also intuition and psychic abilities. So secrets revealed under a full moon eclipse. Yeah, we know. That's like quintessential full moon eclipse, is secrets being revealed. And so this kind of connects it to me to the masks energy. Secrets coming out, secrets coming to light, the truth of who you really are, the truth of who you really love, the truth of what you really want, the truth of what your genuine, authentic career path is, the truth of your health. A health truth might come out. And then we also have the 4 of Sticks. The 4 of Sticks. See? It's a couple having a nice little picnic in the park. This makes me happy because eclipses, people sometimes fear eclipses, and people can fear monger with eclipses because they are intense. They can shake things up. Okay. An eclipse can definitely rattle us and ruffle our feathers and create a point of crisis. But as I say constantly, it's all trying to help us. It's all trying to usher us into the evolution, the maturity, the wisdom, the path, the destiny that our souls came here to realize and to step into. But with these beautiful, absolutely beautiful cards, clarifying this beautiful alchemy card, I have so much hope and inspiration for all of us that the start of this Pisces eclipse season for the next 2 years is really going to bring in a lot of great things. The garden energy is completion, and it is about, have you taken care of business? You can be happy and content and chill out and just do your own thing when you've handled your business, when you've done what you've needed to do. You're not in anybody else's business. You're minding your own, tending to your own garden, and you get to just enjoy that. You get to live that. And with the garden and the Ace of Sticks, we also have a new seed, new seeds, planting, sprouting, taking root. It's interesting because it's a full moon and we don't typically associate planting new seeds with full moons. So this might more so be the flowering or the budding. Something we've already planted might start to break through the surface of the earth and give us that new sense of hope, right? So like a new bud, it starts to bloom. And then again, this Ida, secrets revealed, and I'm getting that it's a secret you've held for a long time, or someone's held a secret for a long time. And then the Four of Wands is celebration. It is home, harmony. It is the foundations of your life. It can represent things like marriage or homecoming celebrations, weddings, parties, graduation parties. The garden and is a graduation card for me, the world. And so it could be graduation parties, just some type of celebratory milestone, you know, whether you have a literal party or not. It's a milestone that's worthy of celebration and acknowledgement. And it creates a more solid foundation. Yeah. And we also have the Ace, the 2, and the 4 of Wands. So there's progression here. This has a lot to do with your spirituality, with things that you're passionate about in your life, things that you are creating, things that you are seeking to go and do and make happen in your life. I hope that you, first of all, have a great Pisces lunar eclipse. Stay tuned for my similar reading on the upcoming Libra eclipse, the solar eclipse happening in Libra, as well as all the other videos I'll be posting between now and then. And I hope to see you in another video. Take care.